Welcome, everyone, to the June 26th meeting of the Board of Directors of the Environmental Facilities Corporation. It is 12:02. I'll take a roll call, please.
Chair Stefanko?
Here.
Director Westerman?
Here.
Director Leary?
Here.
Director Corcoran?
Here.
Director Krasansky?
Here.
Director DeMarquis?
Here.
And I note that Director Zarowski is absent. That you have
Thank you, MJ. First item on the agenda is approval of the draft minutes from 2 months ago, April 17th, the board meeting then. So Adam is absent today. All other members were present, so I'll take a motion in a second for those approval. Of those
I'll make a
minutes.
motion.
Thanks, Charlie.
Second.
James, thank you. Any discussion? Excellent. All those in favor?
Christine, I think I need to abstain.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was not
okay.
present.
Oh, you know what? You're right. My mistake.
All good.
Vita and Christine were not there at that meeting, but we still have a quorum. So my correction there. So yeah, voting members will be myself, Jim Leary, Francis Corcoran, and Charlie Krasansky. Okay. Any discussion? Good. All those in favor? I saw two from the two members on the video, and Charlie and I are aye. So
We're
that's
trying to
unanimous.
keep up.
Of the four, yes. We got a big agenda, so I apologize for the missteps already. Okay, that was unanimous with the abstentions and the absentee. Next item is approval of the draft minutes from last month, May 22nd board meeting. Charlie will abstain from this one, and as mentioned, Adam is absent. So we'll have 5 members voting. Can I have a motion in a second, please?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Francis and Vita. We'll take care of that. Any discussion? Excellent. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we're unanimous with the absentee and the abstention. My report, I have nothing to report other than thanking the 2 committees that were preceded the main board meeting. Also thank our colleagues from KPMG, Ali and Marty, for their readout at the audit committee meeting. And we'll hear from the chairs of those committees next after Madam President's report.
Great. First, I want to thank Director Markey for bringing, if anybody, the array of candy across our board meeting material and the beautiful centerpiece orchid. It's gorgeous. So, and we have all been enjoying the candy throughout the prior committee meetings. Okay, so we have opened our WIA IMG round, opened on June 20th on Friday. $325 million is available this round, again, for the water infrastructure improvement and intermunicipal water infrastructure grants. The application period closes September 12th. We will again be including the 50% awards for clean water projects for small communities that meet the hardship criteria, population of 3,500 and under. And will be also, there'll be the continuing enhanced grants for and criteria, review criteria, scoring criteria for projects, emerging contaminants projects that are above the state level MCLs, but below the proposed federal levels. And that's 70% grant. And again, you get scoring considerations too for addressing the emerging contaminants. And we will tomorrow be having a community assistance teams meeting with DEC, DOH, EFC to talk about the opening of our grants and programs, and DEC will discuss that the WQIP round, I believe, is still open. So we do that in concert with Some Women Notice. We do that down in Westchester all the time, and we get standing room only attendance. So that's really good. And we're going to be looking to hopefully get up to the Adirondacks and talk to them about them, the grants and the opening, because there's a lot of small communities that we hope will take advantage of this enhanced, as they did some last year as well. We were last week myself and Nick from the community assistance teams and the project team were in Sylvan Beach to present a $51 million check. They started their project last year. We just got approval, I think, from the board in April for the financing and grant, and they were very excited, very thankful, grateful for the help because it was over 50% grant funded. And then we took a tour of their wastewater treatment facility. So it was really nice, very nice to be there. And then Nick and I continued up to Waddington, way up near Canada, and to celebrate completion of their READY project, $11 million READY project. We were there in October of 2022 when they started construction. And so it was really nice to come full circle to celebrate their the completion of their project. And they were really excited, and it was considerably warmer this time, which was nice. And with their completion of the construction of the project, St. Lawrence County is the first county to finish all of construction on all of their READY projects. So it was really nice. And it's actually very nice to see them construct, as I told the mayor, that instead of wiring, send out checks to the READY community. So I've been watching their progress because I actually signed their checks.
Got it.
So they're finishing up. I just signed a check for them yesterday. So it's nice.
Great.
The ID number 6 will include authorization for a $25 million EJA grant and $25 million 0% financing to New York City. So this is great. The loan, the financing will fund the city's Gowanus Canal project, and then the full 25% grant will be used solely for rate relief affordability programs for low-income ratepayers. So we thank Commissioner of Department of Environmental Protection down in New York City and his team for working with us and coming up with a creative solution to use that $25 million grant for programs down there, affordability programs that will help low-income ratepayers. So this is very exciting. We've worked on that for a bit so that was good. And then, Mayor, if you want to pull it up, we have the state fiscal year 2025 program metrics report. And you all the board members got it yesterday, and it will be posted to EFC's website. So just a couple highlights on the first page. We have a picture, as we've been doing the last few years, of our annual picnic. And it's nice. You can see that get a high percentage of folks that show up, which I think speaks to, you know, the team that we've got here and the camaraderie. And so we all spend some time relaxing and take a picture down near the river every year. 3.4 billion was given away in total financial assistance in last year, which that's a record amount. So that's a lot of money. That includes it's how much we're in financial assistance agreement. So it includes short term, and then the refinancings to go into long term. And that represents 2.9 billion in, no, not 2.9, 2.6 billion in clean water, and I think 821 million for drinking water projects. So our community assistance teams have been busy. Mayor's trying to follow me going back and forth on this. Community assistance teams have been busy as always since start of the program a couple of years ago. They've met face-to-face on one-on-one meetings with communities, 171 of those, and that doesn't count the numerous webinars that has really good participation, and the monthly Q&A sessions with all of our partner agencies to talk about their programs and take questions. And so we had a number of webinars in June, and that will continue, and we'll have webinars on the new round of funding. So they are busy traveling all over the place, attending all kinds of events, plus having our own webinars. So, and 63 million in grants have been awarded to local governments that worked with the teams, and 591 million in low cost financing. So we continue to get out there and hope that, we can get more folks in that work with us, and we can work with folks that need assistance applying for grants, and, maybe folks that haven't been successful in the past. How can they, make their applications more competitive? We've given, I mentioned we are continuing the enhanced grants for small communities. 127 million of those enhanced grants were given to small rural communities for clean water projects last year. So it's good to see that. Next. Yeah. Yeah. So here's the 2.6 billion we gave out in clean water projects last year, including 530 million in infrastructure investment and job act funds in 2020, 2025. So Vita, you had asked for this.
Here it is.
So this is what you like to
Here's my
see.
linear feet of pipe.
Yes, so 323,000 of linear feet of pipe on the clean water side, and it's a little bit more, 345 of linear feet of pipe added or replaced on the drinking water side. So for both on the clean water and the drinking water side, it's greater than 60 miles of pipe
Love it.
laid.
And look
So-
at the septic system, new number.
Yeah, 470 septic systems taken out of service. Yeah, 358 manholes. And then Charlie, for you on the drinking water side, which Mayor, that's way ahead. I keep jumping around, but we've had 3,100 meters added or
Yeah, I
replaced.
saw that.
Yeah,
It's great.
on the drinking water side.
Good, good, good.
For under engineering planning grants, the EPGs on page 8, Mayor, $23.2 million has been used to fund 648 engineering reports to date, which has led to 1.2 billion in clean water revolving fund financing since 2012. So that's nice.
Such a great move doing that. So,
Yeah.
such a great, enabler of projects. Just such a great thing for us to do.
Yes, and on the drinking water side, they used, how much was it, Dave? 2 million, 1 million, 1.5 million on the lead service lines to hire, I mean, we've spoken about this before, to hire engineers to help communities get their lead service
Right.
line inventories done
Yep.
as well, which is good because it puts them in line to be getting the federal lead service line replacement dollars.
Awesome.
So in Mount Vernon, we've spoken about that community as well. We went down a couple months ago to just to celebrate all the works that has been done. And we discussed at that time too, since 2022, a 90% drop in the residential sewer backup, according to officials. So that's huge. I mean, it was,
Yeah.
multiple times a day. They were just chasing those backups. Yeah, exactly. Under our green infrastructure programs, GRG, we've gone out for, last year we did the 60 million. The application is currently open through August 15th for the current round of 60 million for GRG and GIGP, as well as the current EPG grants. We should be announcing soon those next round of awards. And last year, 49 million gallons of stormwater have been managed by 11 projects completed. That's completed.
Yep.
In state fiscal year 2025. So not proposed, but actual gallons of stormwater. We already spoke about the linear feet and the meters that have been added. 474 million grants awarded to projects since 2015 for emerging contaminants above the state MCL. So that's really helped folks take care of, addressing emerging contaminants problems in their communities. We're working on getting the $100 million in state lead infrastructure forgiveness and transformation, or LIFT grants out the door. The 100 million was awarded to 12 communities, and we, as we discussed before, we celebrated in Albany the first awarded project being started under the LIFT grant. And we continue to maintain our AAA rating to be expected. So there's a lot more in there, but this is, we're very proud of this, and continue to, and thank everybody at EFC because, and DOH, because everybody has a part in making this happen. So it's, it is nice to see it in, it's not black and white, it's green and yellow.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's great.
And I think that's probably enough.
Excellent. Oh, great stuff. Great stuff. Thank you, Maureen. Okay, as I mentioned, we did have two committees. We had finance and audit prior to the board meeting. Finance chaired by Director Corcoran. Francis, would you like to take us through your report out?
Certainly, Mr. Chairman. The Finance Committee met this morning. We had a quorum. We had some minutes that we needed to approve, so we unanimously approved the Finance Committee minutes from June 20, 2024, as well as December 12th, 2024, and our most recent meeting of May 22nd, 2025. So we took care of approving all of those minutes. We also conducted an annual review and reassessment of the Finance Committee charter. There were no changes to it, and there were no proposed changes that were recommended. So therefore, it would be our recommendation as a board that the charter, the Finance Committee charter, be readopted by the full board when you have that chance on the agenda, Mr. Chairman. And we also got a presentation on the annual debt report that was issued for the fiscal year ended March 31, 2025, and Emily and Albert led us through that. And again, it's our recommendation that the annual debt report be accepted and approved by the full board upon its presentation as ID number 1 on our full board agenda today. And we concluded our meeting promptly and moved on to other business. So that's our report.
Great. Thank you, Francis. I will ask for a motion and a second for readoption of the Finance Committee charter.
I'll make that motion.
Thanks,
I'll
Francis. Thank Vita or Charlie simultaneously. Any discussion on the charter? There were no changes, correct, Francis?
No changes, nor were there proposed changes.
Okay. All those in favor of readoption of the charter? Aye.
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 Okay, that's unanimous. Thank you on that. And thank you, Francis, for your report. Audit Committee also met. Director Krasansky is the chair, and he can present out now, Charlie.
Thank you. We approved the minutes from April 24, 2025. We had the annual review and reassessment of the charter for the Audit Committee, and there were no proposed changes. It is recommendation of the Audit Committee that the Audit Committee charter be readopted by the full board. We can do that now.
Sure, whatever you prefer.
Go for it.
Okay, I'll take a motion and a second on Director Krasansky's recommendation.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Any discussion on readoption of the Audit Committee charter? Wonderful. All those in favor of that readoption? Aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, that is unanimous.
Great, thanks. So we had the presentation from KPMG, Marty Dunbar and Ally, what's Ally's last name? Hines. And it was excellent presentation, excellent discussion with them about the EFC capacity and responsiveness and expertise in working with them. So I'd like to ask for a motion to accept and approve the auditor's report. Oh, sorry, I'll let you do that. So it's the committee.
Happy to,
The
yeah.
committee recommends that the full board,
I will
adopt
happily
the
accept that recommendation, yeah.
auditor's report.
I'll take that motion in a second.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Francis. Any discussion? It is always, it's like you can set your watch to the fact that it's a clean audit report every year, so kudos to the team and the staff.
Great.
Okay, all those in favor of adoption of the audit report? Aye.
Aye.
We talked about the lead partner. We don't have to rotate the lead partner this year. We're in the midst of Jeff being the lead partner, but he's away right now. So Marty Dunbar's back serving as temporary stand-in. And so again, we're just in the middle of this 5-year term. We discussed that. Everybody knows that. We've got looks like 3 more years before we have to do that. We did have a discussion about the internal audit function. We talk about that every year. This year, I think, was the easiest discussion on that. We decided we don't need that. So we talked about it, but in light of the audit and the discussion in public and private, session, the audit committee is opting not to move ahead with an internal audit function. But we did discuss that.
We'll put that to the full board.
Great.
So yep, as Director Krasansky mentioned, the recommendation that the function is not warranted at this time, put out to the full board. I'll take a motion in a second.
I'll make a motion that we don't need the audit.
Thank you,
internal audit.
Charlie. Second, Vita, thank you very much. I saw that hand go up.
I was waiting.
Any discussion? Wonderful. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's unanimous.
Thank you.
And that's it, right, Charlie?
Yep.
Okay, great. Hey. So Vita, as a chair of the governance committee, we have to pick up a few items that we left. Is that on this?
No.
Oh, we're good. Oh, no, this is the performance review?
Oh,
The
okay,
committees,
okay.
the 3 committees.
Oh, okay, my bad. Yes.
Like-
I saw governance committee at the very beginning, so, okay. But as part of the full board, we will review and we will report out and obtain consent of the full board on the performance reviews. And the governance committee is effective in fulfilling its responsibilities. So you want to comment any quickly on that at all, or just it's consistent with everything we've done?
Yes, we've gotten all of them back. We've had our executive session and discussion on them. So I feel that we're in a good position with that.
Great. So I'll take a motion in a second to get the consent of the full board that the governance committee is effective in fulfilling its responsibility.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Charlie.
I'll second.
Thank you, Christine. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. I will do this for each of the committees, obviously. So the next one is finance. So we'll do a motion in a second for consent of the full board that committee is fulfilling its responsibilities.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Vita.
Second.
Thank you, James, for the second. Thank you very much. Any comments? Excellent. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you to Director Krasansky Director Corcoran on chairing that board. And the final board is audit. So I'll take a motion in a second that the committee, right, am I missing something? I'm getting
I think you're
confused
good.
here.
Yeah. I think you're good.
Conduct a random review of the audit committee's performance. Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
So I'll take a motion in a second.
So moved.
Thank you, Francis. Thank you, James, on the second. Any comments? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Okay, next item is the reappointment of the committee memberships. If I'm not mistaken, they remain as is. Wonderful. Any discussion?
Thank you for the opportunity to
Yep.
serve.
You guys are all doing great work,
Agreed.
great leadership of the committees. Okay, I'll take a motion in a second for approval of the existing structure and for another year.
I'll make the motion.
James, thank you. Christine, thank you. On the second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
That was unanimous as well. Okay. Okay. Great stuff. All right. Unless there's any unfinished business anyone would like to raise, we'll move right to resolutions. Okay, I'll take resolution number 1, MJ.
Resolution of the New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation with respect to the review and approval of the annual debt report of the corporation.
Okay. Thank you, MJ. I'll take a motion in a second.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Charlie.
Second.
James, thank you very much. Albert Schneider will present.
Thank you. So before the board is the annual debt report of the corporation. The report consists of 3 schedules detailing EFC's debt-related activities over the past year. The first schedule lists EFC's debt by series. As discussed during the Finance Committee, there were 4 series issued in state fiscal year 2025, with approximately $1.1 billion in total par issued. The second schedule lists the debt issued under EFC's industrial financing program with no changes from the prior year. And the third schedule lists all the costs of issuance paid for series 2024A, 2024B, and then 2025A and B.
Thank you, Albert. Any discussion?
We've reviewed them.
Yep. Excellent. All those in favor of ID number 1? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, unanimous. ID number 2.
A resolution of the New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation accepting the financial statements of the corporation for the fiscal year ended March 31st, 2025.
Thank you. Could I have a motion in a second, please?
I'll make the motion.
Vita, thank you.
I'll second.
Christine, thank you on the second. Albert will be presenting again.
Thank you. So again, before the board is a resolution adopting EFC's 2025 audited financial statements. Overall, EFC had another great year of financial results. Total net position increased by $711 million and was positive across all funds, including administrative funds. As discussed over the past few years, primary drivers are increased project grant revenues for programs, as well as higher interest income on investments than we've had historically for both program and administrative funds due to higher interest rates and higher amounts of cash on hand. And so we expect this trend to continue at least through the remaining bill grants, which end in federal fiscal year 2026. The statement of net position, one highlight, there was about $953 million in cash increase due to those project grant revenues, which are draws of our IJA funds. And then issuances of debt, as we discussed in the last last ID number 1. We also had investment income of $175 million, which is up $36 million from the prior year, and again sustained high rates and large amounts of cash on hand led to those positive financial results.
Great news. Thanks, Albert. Discussion, questions for Albert?
I'll just say thank you again. I called Albert, I think it was Monday, just with questions about the cash flow. And, he didn't just answer the question. He gives me what's behind it, the reasons for it, just like you did here now. And the auditor confirmed everything that we see. And you guys are just really, terrific. And there's, like you said, the volume is greater and the complexity is greater in many ways. And we see what's happening, just, the prices of things and other factors like cybersecurity. There are so many things that you have to watch out for, and you guys are doing a great job. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Yep.
Great, thanks, Shirley. All those in favor of ID number 2?
Aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Okay, that was unanimous as well. ID number 3.
A resolution of the New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation with respect to the annual review and approval of the investment guidelines and the investment report of the corporation.
MJ, could I have a motion and a second, please?
So moved.
Thank you, Francis.
I'll second.
Thank you, Charlie. Henrik, Weston, and Albert again will present.
To begin with, board members, there are no changes this year to the investment guidelines.
Senator, per said guidelines, an investment report is required to be submitted to EFC's board annually. So included in those, in the report, which is attached to this resolution, are the following. First are the actual investment guidelines Henrik mentioned. Second are the results of the annual audit, which were just discussed with KPMG and approved in the previous resolution. Third, the investment income record, which is the line titled investment income on the draft statement of revenues, expenses, and changes in that position, totaling $175.3 million. And fourth, a list of fees, commissions, and chargebacks, which are paid to each bank, and there were none, so therefore there was no list. And fifth, an inventory of investments held by the corporation, which is attached to this report and details the investments by account and type, along with a reconciliation showing that those amounts match our general ledger.
Thank you.
Great.
Discussion?
Nice job, Albert.
Absolutely. Okay, all those in favor of ID number 3?
Aye.
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 Unanimous. ID number 4.
Resolution of the New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation with respect to the annual review and approval of the corporation's guidelines for the disposition of property.
Could I have a motion and a second, please?
I will put the motion up.
Thank you, Vita.
I'll second.
Oh, James and Christine almost simultaneously. Okay, Maureen McGrath will present.
Thanks, Jeff. Before you again this year are the guidelines for the disposition of property. These are required pursuant to Public Authorities Law, Section 2896. Every authority must adopt by resolution its policy and instructions regarding the use, awarding, monitoring, and reporting of contracts for the disposal of property. These are reviewed annually and approved, and there have been no changes to the guidelines. And again, this year, no property with a value over $5,000 disposed of.
Okay, thank you, Maureen. Discussion? Excellent. All those in favor of ID number 4? Aye.
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 Unanimous. ID number 5.
A resolution of the New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation making certain determinations and authorizing certain actions in connection with the Drinking Water State Revolving Fund and authorizing financial assistance payments to certain municipalities to fund eligible drinking water projects from funds appropriated for water infrastructure improvement projects.
Could I have a motion as second?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Christine.
I'll second.
Thank you, Vita. Mayor, should we hold for a second or keep going?
Keep going.
Okay, great. Dave Phillips will present.
Let's hold 1 second.
Okay. Never happened.
We're still online.
Go on, huh?
Yeah.
Dave, if you're ready?
Okay, yep.
Okay.
We have 10 drinking water projects before the board today. First one is for the village of Andover in Allegheny County. This is an amendment to an existing short-term financing to add in a WIA grant. The project includes second project is for the town of Chautauqua in Chautauqua County. It's for short-term interest-free financing, a WIA grant, IIJA general supplemental grant. The project is the Water District Number 2 alternate water supply, whose development of a new groundwater source and a new treatment plant to replace the existing surface water plant, which is very old, nearing the end of its useful life, and couldn't adequately treat the existing surface source, which led to the system being under administrative orders with the EPA for violation of the stage 2 disinfectants and disinfection byproducts rule. The project also includes installation of 14,000 linear feet of water mains, new water mains to extend public water and extend the district to serve 345 EDUs that currently rely on private wells. The next project is for the town of Clymer in Chautauqua County. This is for short-term interest-free financing and a WIA grant. It includes development of a new groundwater source to provide needed source capacity. The town is currently in violation of the New York State Sanitary Code for lack of adequate source capacity. They only have one usable well currently. It also includes replacement of 26,000 linear feet of aged water mains and a new 200,000 gallon storage tank to replace an aged tank whose exterior coating has failed. The next project is for the village of Farmingdale in Nassau County. This is for a WIA grant. It includes installation of a new advanced oxidation process and granular activated carbon treatment systems at the Ridge Road Plant Number 2 to remove 1,4-dioxane, PFOA, and PFOS. Next project is for the town of Leroy in Genesee County. This is for a WIA grant. It includes formation of the new Water District Number 12, which will be served by a connection to the Monroe County Water Authority. The project will install 173,000 linear feet of new water mains, including hydrants, valves, and meters. It'll serve 356 residential, commercial, and agricultural properties that are currently on private wells with poor water quality and inadequate quantity. The next project is for the town of Milo in Yates County. This is for a WIA grant. This includes formation of the new Water District Number 4. This is a small water district which will serve 16 properties currently served by inadequate private wells. The work includes installation of 4,600 linear feet of new water mains and new hydrants, valves, and meters. The next project is for the village of Port Layton in Lewis County. This is for an interest-free financing and an IIJA general supplemental grant. The project includes replacement of 18,000 linear feet of water main, hydrants, valves, and meters, all of which are severely aged and undersized, some of which are over 120 years old. The system has been cited for non-compliance with the New York State Sanitary Code for inadequate pressures, and they also see significant.
Sarah, hold on a second.
Okay, yeah. The project also includes water treatment plant upgrades, which include pipe replacement, new backup power, redundant chlorine feed pumps, and a new telemetry system. The next project is for the Port Washington Water District in Nassau County. This is for a WIA grant and an IIJA emerging contaminants grant. This is for a new GAC system to remove PFOA and PFOS from the existing Hewlett well, number 4. It's actually a larger system which will replace their existing smaller system. The next project is for the city of Rochester and Monroe County. So this includes an IIJ lead service line replacement grant and interest-free financing and a New York State LIFT grant. And this project is for lead service line replacement throughout the city. The project will replace approximately 3,200 lead service lines, which amounts to 14% of the city's total lead and galvanized services. And the last project is for the Suffolk County Water Authority. This is for a WEA grant. The project is for installation of 7,500 linear feet of new water main, hydrants, valves, and meters, which will extend public water along Old Country Road in the town of Southampton. And this project will serve 64 homes that are currently on private wells that have elevated PFAS levels. That's all. Any questions?
On Port Washington, you said that it's a replacement and, to increase the size of the, GAC system. Did we install the original one?
No, the original one was there for treatment of
Something else.
organic compounds, nothing to do with PFAS. So
Yeah.
they need a bigger system in order to remove the
Good.
PFAS.
Okay, great. Thank you.
I've got a follow-up to that actually about the Port Washington. So I guess a couple of years ago, we talked extensively at this table, at least, about the activated charcoal and PFAS. And I'm just wondering if if there's any, what's happening or discussions, or maybe something's changed recently about what you do with the
Life cycle of the carbon.
Yeah, the activated charcoal, where that goes. Remind us, like, where that goes. Has there been any changes?
Well,
Thank you.
I don't think there's any changes. I mean, my understanding is still they could take it off site a few times and basically regenerate it and send it back, but that you basically lose carbon every time you do that.
Right.
So you have to kind of,
Degrading.
add in more. I mean, it's better than getting new carbon each time.
Right.
But most systems, I believe, can, do that recycling method to reuse it for the most part.
And so then once we pay for the system to go in, we're not funding the O&M of the
No,
the carbon.
the project will fund the equipment and which includes filled with one batch of
Yep.
media. Everything after that is.
Goes into O&M?
Yeah.
And then O&M is monitored by DEC to make sure that it is changed
Sure.
out and that the parameters are still meeting the discharge limit. So
Right.
that's how it's checked.
So I have one more question related. The lead service lines now, we're having these lead service lines come out. Do you know where the lead goes?
That I don't know.
Okay. Thank you. Great. Awesome.
Awesome.
I can probably throw a question out there to my team.
Yeah,
They know.
I'm curious. It's a lot, could be a lot of lead, being, I don't know, just landfilled or line landfilled or something, right? Who knows? Just curious. A lot.
The
That's-
life
that's
cycle
good.
of everything
Sure.
is, yeah.
It's a circular economy. Cool.
Okay, thanks, Dave. Thank you to Mayor, who's working on some technical difficulties heroically here for us, which you may or may not be aware of. Any other discussion on ID number 5? Okay, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Sounded unanimous? Okay, our final ID number 6.
A resolution of the New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation making certain determinations and authorizing such actions in connection with the Clean Water State Revolving Fund and authorizing financial assistance payments to certain municipalities to fund eligible clean water projects from funds appropriated for clean water infrastructure projects.
Thank you, MJ. Can I have a motion and a second, please?
Make that motion.
Thank you, Vita.
Is that a roll?
I'll make a second.
Okay, Bill Brazell will present.
All right, good afternoon. Today we have 11 clean water projects before the board for approval. I'll start off with a pair of grants for the town of Ellicott in Chautauqua County. This project is grant only in that they qualified for a 50% IIJA grant. And were also awarded an enhanced WIA grant, also worth 50% of eligible project costs. Project will provide sewer service to approximately 75 homes in an area of the town of Ellicott sewer district known as Fluvanna. The project is one of many funded by EFC to reduce phosphorus loadings into Chautauqua Lake. Sewage is treated at the South Chautauqua Lake Sewer District Treatment Plant. Proposed project includes installation of approximately.
Wow, sounds like you're at a rave.
Keep going.
All right. Approximately 44 grinder pumps, 7,300 feet of gravity mains, 9,800 linear feet of force mains, 25 manholes and 2 pump stations. This project was supported with an engineering planning grant from 2016. Construction is expected to start in July of 2026 and be complete by October of 2027. Next, we have a long-term financing for the village of Lowville in Lewis County. The village's 2 million gallon per day treatment plant was required to implement disinfection during the summer season, May 1st to October 31st each year. In addition, the liners in the existing lagoons were known to be leaking, and much of the treatment equipment was at the end of its useful life. The first phase of the project constructed emergency aeration upgrades and replacement of blowers. In this phase, a new chlorine disinfection system was constructed, the existing chemical feed system was replaced, and the existing liner and aeration equipment were replaced into Lagoon number 1. This project included WIA grants from 2015 and 2018, and construction was completed in 2023. Next, we have another long-term financing. This for the village of Middleburg in Schoharie County. The village has a treatment plant that was originally permitted to discharge 90,000 gallons per day and served approximately half the village residents. They doubled the size of the treatment plant to 180,000 gallons per day, and they've implemented UV disinfection and other improvements to address a 2016 consent order. Further, they addressed some significant structural damage to the facility that was suffered during Tropical Storm Irene in August 2011. And much of the equipment was raised to a higher level to protect it from flooding, increasing the resiliency of the equipment. This project had a WIA grant from 2018. Construction was completed in December of 2023. Next, we got a pair of financings for New York City. The first is a long-term direct for the project at the North River wastewater treatment plant. This project included the installation of 5 new 3 megawatt engine generators that utilize digester gas to generate power, and they also use the waste heat to heat the facility and the anaerobic digesters. This funding for this project is approximately $42.3 million from the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act as interest-free financing that qualifies as Green Project Reserve per EPA's guidelines. Construction started in 2017 and is expected to be completed by the end of this year. Then we have a short-term financing that Maureen had discussed earlier for work at Gowanus Canal. Gowanus Canal was declared a Superfund site in 2010, and the City of New York is responsible to undertake projects related to combined sewer overflows into the canal. The project here will construct an 8 million gallon per day underground storage tank to store wastewater during wet weather events. When the rain event ends, the wastewater will be pumped back into the collection system for treatment at a treatment plant rather than being discharged into Gowanus Canal. Construction started in 2021, and the final work at Gowanus Canal is not expected to be completed until 2031. Big projects take a long time in New York City. Next, we have a maturity extension for Oneida County. The financing is being amended to extend the maturity from this September to next spring in order for it to be included in the next leveraged pool financing. This financing is one of the last in Oneida County's $350 million upgrade that they've been undertaking for the last 12 or so years. Overall, construction is targeted to be completed in December of 2026. This was about a $77 million piece of that $350 million project. Next, we have a short-term financing for the city of Poughkeepsie in Dutchess County. Poughkeepsie has a combined sewer system with 6 permitted CSO regulator structures that discharge into the Hudson River during wet weather events. They have a long-term control plan to address the CSOs. And while this project is not required by the long-term control plan, it is expected to augment the long-term control plan projects in the Fall Kill Basin. Project consists of approximately 2,300 feet of sewer lining, 2,400 feet of sewer replacement, and rehabilitation of 53 manholes. And again, is expected to reduce CSO discharges during wet weather events. This project was supported with a engineering planning grant from 2019 and is receiving IIJA grants. Construction started in April and is expected to be completed in November of 2026. Then we have another short term. This is for the town of Randolph in Cattaraugus County. Randolph has a 73,500 gallon per day treatment plant that sees approximately 44,000 gallons per day. Facility was constructed in the late 1990s, and much of the equipment has reached the end of its useful life. Additionally, they're required to add disinfection to their effluent. The proposed project includes rehabilitation of many items throughout the treatment plant, including new chlorination and dechlorination equipment for the disinfection. And additionally, pumps and other equipment will be replaced in 3 pump stations in their collection system. This project had an engineering planning grant from 2020 and has a 2024 WIA grant. Construction started in 2024 and is expected to be completed in April of 2027. Next, we have a maturity extension for the village of Saranac Lake in Franklin County. Saranac Lake has a 2.62 million gallon per day treatment plant. Their speedies permit was modified to require effluent disinfection and also a more stringent phosphorus effluent limit to reduce the phosphorus loading into Lake Champlain. Project included construction of new clarifier, ultraviolet disinfection, rehabilitation of the digesters, and other miscellaneous improvements. Construction is complete, but they're still working on obtaining a WQIP grant from DEC, and the anticipated extension is required to beyond the current August 2025 expiration. This project had an engineering planning grant from 2016. As I said, construction was completed previously in September of 2023. Then have another maturity extension for the village of Sharon Springs in Schoharie County. Sharon Springs has a 430,000 gallon per day treatment plant that serves the village. The collection system experiences sanitary sewer overflows, and the collection system is in generally poor condition. The project also includes replacement of equipment at the treatment plant, along with lining of sewers throughout the village. Construction is expected to be completed in this summer, so we're looking to extend the financing by 1 year to allow construction to be completed, and then they can finalize the project budget. And then finally, we have a short-term financing for the village of Westfield in Chautauqua County. Village has a 2.6 million gallon per day wastewater treatment plant that currently sees just over a million gallons a day. However, they experience very high inflow and infiltration during wet weather events. Project includes lining approximately 6,260 linear feet of sewer and rehabilitating 26 manholes. And then at the treatment plant, they are replacing their existing press with a new belt filter press. And this project was supported with an engineering planning grant from 2018 and includes a 2022 WIA grant. Construction is expected to start in April of 2026 and be complete in April of 2027. Are there any questions?
I don't have any questions on this round, but I just want to say how much I really appreciate the write-ups that are done. They're really helpful and informative.
Thank you.
Agreed. Here. Thank you.
Excellent.
Thanks, Bill. Okay, all those in favor of ID number 6?
Aye.
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 Unanimous. Any new business to bring up? Wonderful. Our next board meeting will be we do?
Yes, it.
Oh,
Scared me.
sorry.
A surprise resolution? No, just kidding.
Is
Just
that the
kidding.
wrong spot, maybe?
Okay, it's been a long day already. Our next board meeting is Thursday, August 14th. We'll obviously have July off. So enjoy the next 2 months. At 11:30 a.m., there'll be no committees that day. I'd like to take a motion and a second for adjournment.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you, Vika.
Nobody wants to go.
All those in favor of adjournment?
Aye. Thank you.
Aye.
Thank you.
Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.